Here we are at the center of the Emiquon Preserve in the heart of the Illinois River Valley. What a morning this is. It's just full of light. The thriving energy of a place like this, all of the organisms, the plants, the animals, the bugs, the birds, the decisions that we make right here directly impact that for not only us, but future generations, and for all the plants and animals that depend on it as well. 25 years ago, the Nature Conservancy stepped up to a bold, risky purchase to restore this place to this incredibly productive wetland. They undertook a restoration that is one of the largest that's happened in the United States, and now a Ramsar-dedicated wetland of international significance.
What we learn here is going to influence the way lands are restored and managed all up and down the river and other rivers around the world. Through our Great Rivers Partnership, we have people coming here from around the world, scientists, managers, seeing what we're doing, learning from our successes, learning from some of our mistakes.
Archaeologists tell us that there's been something like 600 generations of human occupancy here because of the amazing abundance that was at this place. This site was once the most productive freshwater mussel stream in North America, the most productive inland commercial fishery in North America, and really important for migratory waterfowl.
Around 1920, a levee was built. The property was drained for agriculture and farmed intensively for about 80 years. Nothing but corn and beans as far as the eye could see.
In 2000, the Nature Conservancy stepped in, was able to buy the entire property, about 7,000 acres, and then began restoration in about 2007. There was a lot of planning that went into the restoration that included things like tree plantings, prairie plantings. The biggest number one change was just to stop pumping the water out of the site and allowing the wetlands to return.
The life started to come back immediately. The seed bank that sat here for 80 years sprouted. And over time, Thompson and Flagg, the historic lakes of Emiquon, came back. We just saw this area begin to recover in ways that was surprising in terms of its speed, but also its quality.
The restoration was never about Emiquon alone. It's always been about the Illinois River and the whole system. You cannot begin to help a river system unless that river is able to connect to its floodplain. That exchange of water and nutrients and species between a river and its floodplain is critical. So we've developed this water control structure that allows for the managed reconnection of the system. Species and nutrients can flow from the backwater wetlands of Emiquon into the river, and also allow water from the river into Emiquon so that we can manage water levels appropriately and get all of the benefits of a wetland, the water filtration properties and fish and wildlife habitat that come with it.
Over 90% of the wetlands in Illinois have been lost. So this is really critical habitat that's in kind of short supply. There's a lot of question on how do you return the floodplain habitat from what's been farmed for 80 years. And so the Conservancy convened the Emiquon Science Advisory Council. This was a group of 40 or so scientists and naturalists. They came up with a series of metrics that had to do with fish and vegetation, waterfowl. What's their overall health? Are they producing young? And really helped us to assess restoration progress.
We wanted this place to always be part of the culture of this community. So we designed ways that people could interact with Emiquon to hunt, to fish, to birdwatch. We built the visitor center. We've always been looking for ways to keep people involved here because long-term Emiquon and places like this will only be here if people care about them.
There was a lot of community involvement to understand what surrounding towns would like to see out of something like this. They wanted a place that they could experience, that they could enjoy, and it's heavily used. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 60,000 visits per year. One of the big takeaways for me is the resilience of nature. When conditions became right, a lot of these things that we thought were lost permanently from this river system came roaring back immediately. I don't think we should ever stop telling that story, but I think going forward we need to talk as well about how do we keep this wetland looking like this what are things that other wetland managers can do to emulate this? What can we learn about the management of this place, apply that to other sites, and really be the teaching hospital for all of the wetlands in the system.